There's no need to rush, so let's just take our time. Dropping everything, 'cause you're...
Good morning, beautiful. Oh, good morning. Hi guys, welcome to today's video. We are finally getting into all the breastfeeding stuff. This has been so requested, so I'm going to share like what I'm doing, my personal experience, what's working for us. But first, I obviously need to finish getting ready.
You like me too. We can take it slow, make sure we do this right. Canceled all my plans to be with you tonight.
It is Sunday, which means Forrest and Chad are going to be watching football today. I don't even know if we are going to leave the house, but if we are, it's probably for a walk or a quick errand. So I'm just wearing these sweatpants from my Walmart video a few weeks back. They're linked in that video and they're like $13. They're so soft. I'm obsessed with these. My UGG slippers, a t-shirt from Target, and I've been trying to link these necklaces. Let me flip this up. In almost every video that I've been wearing them in, I bought them on Etsy. That one says Mama, that one has our names on it, and I've seen so many questions on them, so I wanted to say it out loud. If you are interested in them, I will link them below. Is somebody ready for me?
He's ready.
Tonight. So just sit with me, talking to the night until the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever wanna go come closer next to me. Trying to find another way to say this, but I think
now for essential products. I'm gonna run through like several different things throughout the house that I swear by, recommend, and need myself for breastfeeding and pumping, and everything I'm pretty sure I bought on Amazon. Since all of this is available on Amazon, I wanted to share with you guys how I earn points on the Drop app and redeem them for free Amazon gift cards that help me pay for all of this. Basically, what it is you earn points shopping through the Drop app, and all of those points are redeemable for gift cards. So it's basically like earning free money for spending money that you were going to spend in the first place by simply shopping it through their app. And there is like Sephora, Best Buy, Starbucks. I love that they have Starbucks because I feel a little less guilty. I'm like, I'm getting some of this money back anyway, kind of thing. Once you download the app, just go to the shop page. There's tons of different categories here, as you'll see. Say you want to shop at Walmart. So right now it's 20 points per every $1. So if you spend $100, that's already 2,000 points. The points add up really, really fast. And then just hit shop now. And sometimes it'll ask you if you want to download the app in the App Store. If you don't want to do that, then just hit continue to walmart.com. Shop as normal. You don't have to do anything special here, and Drop will automatically add the points into your account. Right now in my office / closet space, there's tons of clothes on the floor, and I'm going to do like an overlay so you guys can see it. But basically, I want to do an Amazon fall fashion haul. I've been trying to find the best stuff. I'm waiting for a few more things to come in, so I think that video will be up sometime next week. And make sure to link a debit or a credit card. You have to do that. That's like how it all works together. But I think there's like over 300 offers every single day. I just saw 4% cash back at Sephora and Lululemon, so there's like tons of offers for you to earn cash back. Lastly, I have partnered with Drop so that 50 of you guys can get a free gift card. $5 to $25 are the amounts, and they're choosing you at random. So download the Drop app. There's a link in my description. The offer code is Beuter, B-E-U-T-E-R, and you'll be entered to win one of those gift cards. So make sure to link your card too, so it's all set up, and you'll be entered to win. For pumping, I have two different bras. I'm wearing one right now that's nude. This one is obviously black. I'm going to link them both, and they are so inexpensive. This one was $19.99. I'm pretty sure the nude one I'm wearing right now is right around that price point too, and I know that these can be so expensive. I've seen pumping bras. For some reason, I'm getting tons of ads on Instagram for pumping bras, and they're like $75. So the ones on Amazon I found are a really good deal, and the pump that I like is the Spectra. I think this is the S2. I know they only have two pumps. One is pink and one is blue, and the only difference between the two is that the blue one has a battery inside of it, so it doesn't have to be plugged into the wall at all times. I highly recommend this one. It is an upcharge, at least for my insurance. Personally, we all have completely different insurances, but it would have paid for the pink one, and this one I had to pay $100. At first I thought it was like sort of frivolous, but I'm so glad that I invested in this one because it's really nice not having to be plugged into the wall. And since I've been pumping so often, I've been using this in the car where obviously I don't have an outlet. So that has been huge. And burp cloths, I wasn't going to talk about that, but I did buy those on Amazon and I really like them. I think I have like 3 packs. So I will link that too. And then the My Breast Friend pillow. This is so essential for nursing. I've never used a boppy. I know a lot of people really like that too, but I love how this one, I can strap it on and secure it. Sorry, the sunlight is coming in and making everything so hard to see. And then there is a Velcro right here. So if I'm wearing like a thick robe, I make it looser. If I'm wearing a bra, I make it a lot tighter. And it has a pocket right here for like whatever you need, water bottle, a burp cloth, pacifier, whatever. It's just so nice. It's been a few hours since the last clip. I've been feeding him, pumping, feeding Forrest. I always say him, feeding Forrest, pumping, and it takes forever. I kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. I modified, I guess, what I've been doing for pumping. I've been pumping less. I'm going to get into that, but I'm going to show you guys my milk stash because so many people are like, how do you have that stash already? I don't even know. Honestly, I haven't even really looked up that much when it comes to breastfeeding because there's so many opinions out there. I definitely don't think there is one schedule, one routine, one anything that's right for absolutely everybody. It's such like a personal experience and everybody's body is different. Everybody's body reacts different to different things. So with that being said, I really don't think like what I do is right for every single person watching this. Hopefully some points here and there are right for you, or if you're not breastfeeding or you aren't ever going to, then maybe this is just interesting. I don't know, but I'm gonna show you the stash that I have. I'm not sure if you can tell, but this top row of the freezer, this is all of my milk so far, and he is 3 weeks right now in 1 day. 3 weeks in 1 day in 45 minutes. So this is what I've been able to do in 3 weeks, and I started to cut down on how much I'm pumping. I'd say like a week ago, I started only pumping once in the middle of the night instead of after every single feed. And then throughout the last few days, I started pumping a little bit less too, just because of how long it takes for everything. And I honestly feel like I have a lot of milk. I don't even know. I'm gonna pull some of these out so I can show it to you. Here are those 2 organizers. I'm going to shut the freezer, but just so you guys can see, it was like those 2 things back there. So this is my very first start of pumping. It's the colostrum. It's so crazy to see. It's like really yellow, and this is fairly white, and then in the back of this it's like really white. I don't know if you can even see like the variation slowly, but the yellow is crazy. What I was told to do as far as breastfeeding and pumping at the hospital, and I have no idea if this is what they tell absolutely everyone at my hospital. I don't know if they told me this because I'm a first-time mom, and he was early. He came at 37 weeks in 2 days. So yeah, I was told to breastfeed every 2 to 3 hours, pump after that, and pump for 15 to 20 minutes, feed him for 15 to 20 minutes on each side. He will feed for 3 days straight if I let him. Like, he does not want to stop feeding, so I do feed him for 20 minutes on each side, and then I have to pull him off and switch. But I didn't have any milk for the first couple days, which is extremely normal. I think that's how it is for everybody, unless you're like an overproducer or if you've had like several babies, sometimes it comes in earlier. But I didn't have any milk until really late in the 3rd day, I believe it was. And so I was still pumping and like fake feeding, I guess you could call it. Of course, when I'm standing right here, the refrigerator is so loud, but I was pumping, and I call it fake feeding because in fake pumping, absolutely nothing was coming out, but they told me that I should keep doing that because it really will help the milk supply come in faster, and it will help to establish it sooner. So I would say, yeah, like the first few days of pumping and feeding, he was getting like a drop, if that, and then it started to come in like the real milk supply. We ordered all of these bags off of Amazon. I know you can buy them anywhere, but if you have a baby, then it's hard to leave your house. So especially with Amazon Prime, it's like essential. And I don't even know how much is in all of these. 120 milliliters, that's not a whole lot, is the very first bag, but it goes up to like 3, 4, 5 ounces in the regular size bags. And I told you a few minutes ago, I feel like breastfeeding is such a personal thing and there isn't a right routine for everybody, because I know so many people are told not to pump because then they could have an oversupply. I was told to pump obviously a lot to establish a milk supply long term, and what they told me is they can fix an oversupply, they can't always fix an undersupply. It's really important to establish a milk supply as early as possible, essentially. So I haven't talked to a lactation consultant since the hospital. I might have another one come. I don't know, I talked to the pediatrician about it too, and obviously he's not a lactation consultant, but he knows more than I do obviously about breastfeeding and breast milk and pumping and all of that. So he agreed I don't have to pump after every feed. He said just like slowly wean it. He didn't say I should stop pumping, and I really don't think I will stop pumping. Well, I probably can't at this point because I have extra milk. But for example, like I just recorded the last feed I did. He did 20 minutes on each side, 20 minutes on each side. There's like a diaper change or 2 in the middle of that, burping, and then pumping for 20 minutes. Sometimes I do 15 minutes, sometimes I do 20. And then storing the milk, washing all the pump parts, which we're gonna get to that part in just a minute. And it took almost an hour and a half. And then if I'm feeding him from every 2 to 3 hours, that only would give me like an hour to an hour and a half in between. And I have things I have to get done, and it's a lot of sitting. Like I was looking how many hours a day I sit and feed, and it's crazy. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm pumping a little bit less, but also I obviously have a lot of milk stored up, so I don't feel like I really need to pump constantly anymore. Next up is how I wash everything, like his pump parts, bottles. We don't use bottles that often. I need to talk about that too. Sterilizing, all of that. I'm in my bathroom, which might seem a little bit weird, but I really feel like this is the smartest option, at least for our lifestyle, because I'm literally the only person who is ever in this bathroom. Like my husband, he doesn't even use this bathroom. When people come over to see the baby, they use the other bathroom. And I just felt like it was weird having it at the kitchen sink because we cook so much, people hang out in there, everyone's like around the kitchen sink washing their hands, you know, and nobody's in here but me. So I feel like this is such a like safer and more sanitary option, even though it might not seem like it is. It's not like right by the toilet either, it's on an opposite wall. So yeah, this is actually where I've been washing and not sterilizing, that's in the kitchen, I'm going to talk about that, but hand washing with antibacterial soap. The soap that I use is palm olive antibacterial, and I use this because it's exactly what they use at the hospital when Forrest was in the NICU to wash his bottle stuff there. So I wanted to buy the same exact thing. We also bought this scrubby thing for bottles, and this is from the hospital. I put everything in here in hot soapy water, and then over here is where everything sits to dry. So almost always it's just the pump parts, the Spectra pump parts, and this probably seems really crazy. I only have one set, which means I have to wash it right away, but I have basically been doing that. I didn't want to buy a second set because if I only have one set, I have to wash it right away. I feel really weird about it not being washed as soon as possible, and a few of you guys have told me I can put everything in a Ziploc bag in the fridge and only wash it once a day. Maybe one day I will do that. Right now I feel weird about it, probably just because I'm a first-time mom. So maybe that is a tip some of you guys will use. I'm sure it's totally fine, but I just haven't gotten there yet. As far as like sanitizing stuff goes, we did ask his pediatrician how often should we be sanitizing stuff, because it's like a big thing. Some people do it every single time they pump and bottle feed. Some people do it like once a week. And he wouldn't really give us a straight answer. He basically said like he can't say there is an exact amount of times you should be doing that, if at all, which I thought was really weird because I told him like how I'm washing everything already and he wasn't concerned about it. But we are doing it, I would say like every other day, every couple days. I really don't think you have to do it constantly, and it almost seems like the plastic would like wear down over time if you did, because obviously it gets extremely hot. But I did buy these bags on Amazon, so I will link to those too. These can be used 20 times. I wanted to say that for sure because I would have thrown it away, honestly. I wouldn't have even realized that, but when Chad was reading through the directions in like the middle of the night, he told me that. So there is a thing on the bottom where you can like write off how many times they've been used. and it is really easy. I think you just put some water in it. This is one of Chad's jobs, so I haven't done it. But yeah, I think you just add water to it, put it in the microwave, gets super hot, sanitizes your stuff, and you're good to go. Lanolin nipple cream is also another must. However, I really wish someone would have told me that this thing stains everything. I've stained pumping bras, t-shirts, whatever I've been wearing, and I haven't even used stain remover. I haven't had time to think about it, but it definitely has stained a lot of things that I have, so just be aware of that. The top question I have received about pumping and breastfeeding literally every day is, how do you have such a good supply? How did you build a supply? Are you taking supplements? So yeah, that's the number one question, is supplements. I have not taken any supplements. I haven't made a Pinterest recipe for whatever bars for milk supply. Like, I have literally done nothing except just pump a lot in the beginning when there was nothing and continue to pump, and I feel like that is the only thing that helped me, obviously. But if I do end up feeling like I need supplements, I'm going to take the Legendary Milk supplements. They have an Instagram, I'll put like the handle here, that is so helpful. They have tons of different kinds of supplements, first of all, but they also share like really good tips and helpful information for breastfeeding and for pumping. So I recommend that you follow them because I have gotten like so much helpful information from that. One thing I wanted to say too is, at the hospital when you have your baby, ask for a lactation consultant. I don't think it's any extra. I think it's like part of your hospital stay cost if it is used or if it isn't used, and that was so incredibly helpful. That was like the one thing that I did for breastfeeding. I did take the Milkology course. I found it on Instagram. It was like, I think $17 or $19. I really didn't get anything from that, honestly. I feel like searching Pinterest, I learned a lot, like free obviously, from people's blog posts, and then the lactation consultant at the hospital. Those two things really helped us a ton. She showed me like how to latch, different positions, what to look out for, and I cannot get over how helpful that was. I might hire another one to come to the house. I don't even know how to do that, probably through the hospital at some point if I feel like I need it. I just feel like breastfeeding is so frustrating because of how much information out there is. How am I even trying to word this? It's like exhausted mom brain right now, but so many people say so many different things about the same thing, kind of thing. So like, for example, they told me at the hospital, I can pump and leave the breast milk out for up to 5 hours. It can be in the fridge for up to 5 days. It can be in the freezer for up to 5 months. And then this pediatrician said 3 months for a regular freezer, and then obviously 6 months for a deep freezer. But at the hospital, they said 5 months in a regular freezer. So it's like, it's so frustrating hearing so many different things from so many different people. And of course, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of comments on this video of very like opinionated opinions about things. So you really have to just like figure out what is right for yourself, because again, nothing is right for everybody. Lots of questions about the padsicles that I made too. If you're new here, I have a mom in the making series, so many videos about like preparing for the baby and pregnancy and all of that. I use the padsicles. I'd say I use like half of them. They get so wet, honestly. They're like frozen and then it's sopping wet, so you can't just put it on and then, I don't know, sit down and live your life for hours. You can put it on for like 15 minutes and then you have to change it out. So it was helpful, but I wouldn't say it was something that I strongly recommend or think you absolutely have to do. And that is basically everything for this video. I wanted to give you as much information and personal experience stuff as I could, because again, this video has been so requested. So I hope that you did find it helpful and enjoy it. If you did, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to my channel if you are new here. I would love to have you. And I will see you right here in a few days in a brand new video. Bye!